Welcome to day 8. Welcome to day 8. So my back is still bothering me. So I really need to do some serious strengthening of my lower back and my hips. I think that's what's kind of generating the discomfort. So I've been icing. I use the Teens unit. Heat seems to give me relief, but it also causes it to kind of tighten up. So I'm using more ice than heat. But hopefully, I would say hopefully by Wednesday, I should be back to 100% and working out again. But sometimes you gotta listen to your body. And I think that's one of the most important things that I've learned over the course of being a personal trainer is really listening to your body and understanding that there are times when you push through, and then there's times when you need to say, okay, maybe I do need to take a little rest, or maybe I do need to slow down just a little bit, just so that you can recover in a shorter amount of time and then pick back up at a high pace again. And I've learned that over the years, and I try to teach my clients the same thing. There's tired and there's fatigue, and then there's times where you just absolutely need to rest. I try to push my clients through that I'm tired or I'm fatigued, because a lot of that is mental. But there are times when I can tell physically that a client is kind of drained, or just by talking to them, the week has been long, or it's been overly mentally, what am I trying to say? Fatiguing or mentally exhausting, and that affects the body. So when they come in and I kind of pick up on that body language or through conversation, I can immediately dial back the workout to get some movement, get some blood flow, and kind of release those endorphins that kind of reduce the stress that they're under. But I don't want to push so hard that they not only mentally exhausted, but then they become physically exhausted, and then that affects their next day or their weekend. So understanding that about myself, I've been able to identify it in clients and know when to push, know when to back off, know when to suggest rest, and that type of thing. So I think the biggest thing about being a personal trainer is the learning process. You're constantly learning, as you should. Things are always changing. People's bodies are different. The way they handle different stresses are different. And being able to pick up on those cues and those body language identifiers, you can really start to make personal training, which it is, very, very personal, and to where it's, you understand the client better than they understand themselves. And so I think I have a really good handle on that. I think I have a really good handle on that with each of my clients that I train. Not so much some of the clients that I think give into every little thing that's bothering them. That's kind of harder. But for the clients who come in and give it their all and don't kind of give me that pushback when they feel uncomfortable, I can identify those things and really help them understand that it's okay to slow down. So this is day 8. I did get up at 5. I did my journal. I did my analytics. I read, and then I worked on editing more of these and getting them up on YouTube, because I've got behind. I got behind doing that. So that was the majority of my morning. I just had a client. She did amazing on the intensity phase. It is challenging, and in the moment, I know that she feels like she's dying, but what she doesn't understand is every time that she pushes harder and harder, she's establishing the building blocks for her to get better. It doesn't feel like it in the moment, but as it goes on, she will start to see herself not be so tired, not be so worn out, and understand that that was because she pushed through in the beginning, and that's the mental aspect of personal fitness itself is pushing through even though you don't think that you can. And then when you do, you're like, wow, I did it. Good release of endorphins, you feel accomplished. But then you're able to look back on those moments like 3 or 4 weeks down the road, like I've really struggled with this and this is not that bad anymore. And you know that you can kick it up another notch. So I like that aspect. It's gonna be a light day today. I got 3 clients. Just had one, got 2 in the afternoon. So a lot of today will be content planning for social media, working on client workouts for the week, and just doing other little things that I want to do around the house to stay ahead and stay caught up and be able to challenge myself in different ways. So I will check back in later on. I haven't had breakfast yet. I need to eat that. Don't know. I'm not really hungry, but I will try to figure out something for breakfast, and then I'll let you know. All right. For breakfast, I'm having 2 sausage patties, a biscuit, and a corn muffin. For lunch, I'm having a smokehouse grilled chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A and a side salad with avocado lime ranch dressing. The healthier side of fast food. Dinner before going to train my last client is grilled hamburger, grilled hot dog, a few French fries, air fried, and some baked beans. Home cooked, so maybe not the best meal, but it is healthier than the alternative of going out to eat. All right, this is the end of day 8. So finished up with my last client. This particular client is not a difficult client. It just has a lot going on. So it's like we hit a good spell when we're on an uptick, and then it's like downhill, and then it's like we got to fight to get back, and then we get there, and then something happens and we kind of go downhill. So right now we're on that uptick, and I think we're reaching the top. So what I find challenging is to keep him in that spot, because if I push too hard, it's like we regress. So I think I have a pretty good handle on it so far this year. I've been really, really conscious of reading his body language and really listening to him talk about whether it's his, whether he's sore or he's having discomfort throughout the day, and adjusting the exercises to balance out that discomfort while trying to improve whatever I can to make it better. In the past, I have really hyper focused on the issues that he's saying he's having physically, whether it be low back pain. So I would really work abs to counter, create the support to take some of the stress off the lower back, try to stretch out his hamstrings, do everything that physically I could do to help relieve the strain off the back. But in doing that, I would sometimes hyperfixate on it and create another problem by not reading his body language and listening to him kind of talk. And so this year I've really focused on how he feels on a weekly basis. If he comes in, he said he sat a lot and his legs are really tired, then I don't really push legs that hard that week. I do focus on the individual muscles, but I know that I can't go 2 to 3 days of legs. It may just be 1.5 to kind of help him balance out the fatigue that he's feeling in his legs. It's not ideal. I mean, every time that we take a step back, it, I think it pushes us further from his goal, but he is the client first. So I have to listen to what he wants and how he feels. I can't push my agenda on him, even though he's given me parameters that he would like to see improvement on. So that's something that I've had to adjust to over the years. Is just because somebody tells me that they want to lose 40 pounds, I know what that entails. I know that's going to take a lot of hard work, and then depending on how many days you come see me, it's going to be even harder, right? Because if I can't count on you to exercise on your own, and the only time you see me is twice a week, then I know that twice a week is going to have to be pretty intense to help you reach your goals. But sometimes I think me wanting them to hit that goal, in certain cases kind of creates more issues because I'm pushing a little bit too hard. So over the years, I've really had to sit down and make myself be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Be more in tune to the client themselves. So if I see, we're on leg extension and I see a grimace, what's the grimace? Instead of saying, she's struggling, are you okay? Is there any pain? Is there any discomfort? Where did you feel it? And then try to adjust the workouts to not create that discomfort. But it takes more of me being very attentive to the client and not just focused on the reps and the form, but also the body language that comes with it. Because a lot of people don't want to tell you that it hurts or it's hard because, in the setting, it is supposed to be hard and it will cause a little bit of discomfort, but pain and discomfort are two different things. If it's uncomfortable because the muscles are burning and they're tired, okay. But if there's sharp pains and it's causing discomfort to the point of pain, then we need to figure that out. So it does take a lot of coaching the client to help them understand what their body is telling them. If your body is telling you that it's pain, then we need to figure out why. And that's my job. That's why I'm here. That's why you come to me. That's why you don't go to the gym by yourself. You come to me to let me figure that out. So it's a lot of coaching. It's a lot of being very attentive and understanding and identifying body language and cues that they give you by the way that they talk about their daily activities. So with him, I've really started focusing on that, and I think I'm pretty in tune with what he is telling me and how I can adjust it. So this year's been really, really good, and I think it's going to get better. It's been a really good year of focus for me. Not so much focus on just producing results, but producing the results that the client wants in a way that they are challenged but not pushed too hard, that they find in time that they push themselves and I don't have to do all the pushing, and when they leave, they feel better than what they did when they came in. When I was a younger personal trainer, my whole thought process was, if you're not exhausted, then I'm not working hard enough. And that's not truly the case. A lot of times it's if you're not feeling better than you did when you came in, then I'm not doing something right. Yes, you're going to be tired. Yes, your muscles are going to be sore. But I want you to be like, oh my gosh, that was a great workout. I feel really good. And not, oh my gosh, that workout killed me. So I've had to switch my train of thought, and I think my clients are responding to it. And it's turned out pretty good. But this is the day of, end of day 8. I'm going to go home and do some chores. I don't anticipate eating too much more. If I do, it may be a hamburger or a hot dog, just because I cooked out, but I'm trying not to overdo it. I just weighed myself, and while I have not been focused on weight loss since December, I weighed in December 4th. I've not been focused on weight loss. I've been focused on strength training and bodybuilding to really build my body to where I want it to be. And this month has started the focus on weight loss. I am down a pound. I'm down a pound, and that to me tells me that I'm on the right track. I'm not eating great, and I need to focus on that, and I need to focus on switching my program from bodybuilding to more the HIIT type workouts, and to get my heart rate up, burn as many calories as I can, but also put myself in a calorie deficit with my eating. And I think I'm going to be exactly where I want to be here in a couple months. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about what's happening with my clients. You know, just got to dial it in and put in the work, and it will happen. It will happen. And I think this year is going to be really, really great for any client that I work with, and hopefully as I work through this 30 days with myself, I get more clients and help more people. So, into day 8, I will be back tomorrow.